Welcome to today's Daily Manna of Sunday, the 29th of September 2024. Today's topic is, Your Debt is Paid. Our text today is taken from 2 Kings chapter 4 verses 1 through 7. Now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elisha, saying, Thy servant my husband is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord. And the creditor is come to take unto him my 2 sons to be bondmen. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid hath not anything in the house, save a pot of oil. Then he said, Go, borrow thee vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels, borrow not a few. Verse 4. And when thou art come in, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and shalt pour out into all those vessels, and thou shalt set aside that which is full. So she went from him, and shut the door upon her and upon her sons, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. And it came to pass, when the vessels were full, that she said unto her son, Bring me yet a vessel. And he said unto her, There is not a vessel more. And the oil stayed. Verse 7. Then she came and told the man of God. And he said, Go, sell the oil, and pay thy debt, and live thou and thy children of the rest. Key verse. 2 Kings chapter 4 verse 2. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid hath not anything in the house, save a pot of oil. There are cultures in some parts of the world today where debtors sell themselves or their children as slaves to their creditors to offset their debt. Others have to borrow more money from elsewhere or find a wealthy benefactor willing to settle their debt crunch. The widow in our text was in a great bind. Her husband and breadwinner for the home was dead. Although God-fearing, the man had borrowed so much money and could not pay it back before his death. This debt was bequeathed to his wife and 2 sons. The creditor made an offer to her to sell her 2 sons as slaves to him in settlement of the debt. The widow had little or no room to maneuver. She simply took her predicament to Prophet Elisha and narrated her ordeal. He directed her to go and borrow as many empty vessels as she could find from her neighbors. He told her to shut the door behind her and start pouring the pot of oil into the containers. She promptly obeyed, and soon returned to Elisha with the testimony that the oil in her solitary pot filled all the containers, and yet did not run out. She would later sell the oil and pay off her debt, and still have a lot of resources to live on. As believers, God cares about every area of our lives. He is concerned by the situations facing us. Whether we are suffering sickness or lack basic needs of life, or are drowning in debt, the Lord desires to clear all away and give us abundant life. But we must turn to Him in prayer, believe His words, and obey all He commands us to do. As much as possible, stay within your means, do not overspend. If we trust the Lord with the whole of our hearts, and cast all our cares on Him, we will find Him always sufficient for us. Thought for the day. Wisdom and prudence set us free from debt. The Bible in 1 year, read by Alexander Skirby. 1 John chapters 1 to 5.